Hello, I'm James Barth, and today we're going to talk about our Ford Bronco sliders. Now, these are the same styling of sliders that we've been building for years for the Jeep market, so we've done a lot of testing over the years and proven their durability. Now, what we want to talk about is a little bit of how they install and a few of the features with them. This particular step here is a slider that's designed not only to protect the bottom of the vehicle and to protect the rocker panel and such of your vehicle when you're out off-roading, but it also gives you a nice, adequate step when entering and exiting the vehicle. You'll find that the flat style of step, this particular one here, as you'll see, gives you about a 5.5-inch dimension from this area right here to the edge of the slider. That gives you a really good step for getting in and out of the vehicle. Plus, they're heavy duty build enough where you're not going to tear them off. This is all 120 wall material as far as the tubing. You got brackets that go up to the body bolts that are made of 3/8 material, brackets that go up into the bottom of the body that are made of 3/16, along with the pinch weld mount here also. You'll notice that it nicely covers your pinch weld so you don't see it, which is a big flaw in a lot of sliders that are out there. The other thing is we build this in a tube style up and a tube style down without a plate. Now that's just a preference as far as what people want. Whether you want a flat, whether you want an up, or you want it the down style, it doesn't matter. The tube up style gives you a little bit more clearance for off-roading, for the guy that's out doing a lot more serious off-roading. This gives you more of an adequate step when you're getting in and out. It's just a personal preference as far as what you want on your vehicle. All three designs are going to do what you need. Whether you're looking for a step, or you're looking for a slider, or you're looking to protect the body, we cover all those areas. All of our products are made here in the United States, in Nebraska. Everything is built in-house. So what I mean by that is we cut the tubing, we bend the tubing, we weld it, we laser cut the top, we bend everything including powder coating, boxing, shipping is done in-house, 100%. Now, these sliders are also designed heavy duty enough where you could lift the vehicle off of them. So if you got a high lift jack, you need to change a tire, whatever it may be, don't be afraid to utilize the actual tubing portion of the slider. Now let's go ahead and we're going to show you the installation of these. To remove the factory slider, if you have the factory sliders on, you're going to use a 15mm socket, which is what you're going to use when you take the body bolts out, and normally a longer extension because it makes it easier. We're also going to use a 10mm socket and or ratchet wrench to take the bolts off right here at the pinch weld. We're using a 15mm socket to remove this body bolt. Inside the body, there's a plastic clip that holds these bolts in place. This is so that when the bolts go down the assembly line, they don't fall out until the body is put in place and tightened. So sometimes when you take them loose and you got to pull them down. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the rear bolt, and then we'll go ahead and remove these two where the brackets go into the body. Now we're going to use a 13mm socket and remove the bolts that go into the bottom of the tub. Now that we've went ahead and removed all the bolts, we can go ahead and remove the factory slider. So we're going to go ahead and open up this pinch weld. It already has a hole there. We're just going to drill it out just slightly a little bit more. If you have this factory bracket here on the pinch weld, you're going to go ahead and remove it using a 13mm wrench or socket. Customers ask, how do we know forward and backward? You'll see that the bracket on the front is straight and the bracket in the rear has extra bends in it. This to accommodate the different heights of the body mount bolts on your vehicle. Now that we've set the slider in place, we're going to go ahead and get the bolts and the rest of the hardware to show you how that installs. For the install, you're going to go ahead and locate the rectangular washers. Go ahead and slip those on in place, along with the flange nuts. Go ahead and leave all hardware extremely loose until we get everything started. Also go ahead and locate the rock hard 4x4 supplied hardware and washers that go into the bottom of the body tub right here. Now that we've went ahead and started the bolts that go into the side of the tub and the bottom of the tub and at the pinch weld, we're going to go ahead and reinstall the body bolts in place. We're going to go ahead and tighten the pinch weld first. That makes sure that the rocker is all the way against the pinch weld before we tighten the bolts going into the body. So you're going to use a 1/2 inch or a 13 millimeter socket and tighten up the pinch weld first. Do that in all 4 locations on a 2-door and in all 6 locations on a 4-door. Now we're going to go ahead and use a 17 millimeter and tighten the bolt that goes into the body. We've tightened it up with the pinch weld using a 13 millimeter wrench and a 17 millimeter wrench or socket here at the body. We're going to use a 15 millimeter socket and retighten our body bolts. This will finish our installation of our Rock Hard 4x4 sliders.